So Bobby, this is a meeting of the two hottest teams in the Pac-12. What have you seen from UCLA on film that caused their success?
I think just hats off to what Mick Cronin has been able to do. Just when you look at the whole season, and I watched quite a few of their games earlier in the non-conference to see where they've come from as a team. It's remarkable, really, and I think his personality, Mick Cronin's personality, has definitely rubbed off on that team, and they're playing with grit. They're playing hard defensively. They're a very physical rebounding team, and Chris Smith is emerging as one of the really good young developing players in the conference. So they've gone to tough places and won, and so it's what you hope for this time of year. I think he and I are in a similar position that we, as a coach, you want to be playing well late in the year and playing your best basketball, and that's what that UCLA team looks like right now.
How much has rebounding been an emphasis in practice so far this week?
And we did a couple of drills. Well, no, I mean, there's a fine line between, hoping that someone doesn't take an elbow in the head under the basket because you're focusing so much on rebounding and the contact that's involved with rebounding. But we want to put it on everyone's radar that's going to be, well, it's an important thing always, but especially this week, with both teams who are playing.
Remy talked about how valuable your confidence in the entire team has been over the course of this win streak. How valuable in your eyes is it to have that confidence in your players, that kind of like you always go to bat for them kind of a mentality? How valuable is that?
I would love to say that I've always been super positive, and I haven't. After certain games in Pac-12, and I've challenged them, but I wouldn't do it if I didn't think it was there. It doesn't make sense to just beat your head against the wall if you don't have. But I just really felt that if we put it all together, that we'd have a chance to be really good. And it's been great to see just the contributions from so many people. And I think it's and Remy just allowing other guys to grow and develop, even though he's having a All-American type season. He's really allowed other guys to have their space to shine, within our offense.
Do you think that your animation on the sideline and your buying in certain moments of the game, do you think that has brought something to the table for the team as well as far as their success?
I mean, part of my job is to bring urgency and to bring passion and to bring composure and to know when to use any of those things. So I have to figure that out. My messaging with my team, the tone of our practices, how hard we're preparing to get ready. These games are won and lost, in the days leading up to the game, not as it's happening. How you get yourself ready, how hard you practice, and how you prepare.
Hard practice and prepare. I mean, obviously, maybe coming back into the lineup. I mean, he's had to fight back. We know from the injury, but how do you feel now that he's kind of re-emerged himself with the team just to fit in, but keep having those hard minutes that he's played?
Yeah, he brings a warrior mentality, just a guy that battles, and I think everyone has so much respect for what he's been through and what he's had to go through with his physical injuries, and are happy that he's been able to have some success and, more importantly, do it injury free and not in significant pain, and he's our players enjoy playing basketball with him when he's on the floor, because I said it after our last game, he's just low maintenance. He's really just going to go in and battle and defend and dive for loose balls and rebound, and he's unselfish. He's not a guy that's looking for shot attempts. If the defense gives him something, certainly you can make a play, but when you have other guys who could score it the way we have guys, it's nice to have someone that's really fits in well to what we're doing.
Do you think there's something about AAU culture that doesn't incentivize that type of play, like that only incentivizes guys who are looking for themselves?
Yeah, I don't want to just blame AAU, because I have to go and watch and recruit a lot of those kids. And the kids play a lot more games. I mean, I've said it, like when I was growing up, the meaning of winning and losing might have been more important because you play less games. Sure. If you have such high volume of games, sometimes you might lose the importance of winning to a degree. But you try and identify it, and any good teams right now that are winning games down the stretch have been able to assemble guys and that are about the right makeup and are about winning, and we have a bunch of those guys.
Is there a pressure that comes with now being in first place this late in the year?
I just think it's more enthusiasm and just enjoying the work we put in, and I didn't get any sense that we're satisfied, and I've been on some bad teams in the NBA where this time of year it's, everyone's just hoping for the last game to be over, and we are the polar opposite of that right now. Just the energy, the enthusiasm, and so everyone's in a good frame of mind at the moment.
Coach, how does it feel to find out you have the ability to win this many games in a row approaching tournament season?
I mean, it's like I touched on. You want to be peaking at this time of year and playing your best basketball, and so there's a lot of hope, and especially single elimination time is right around the corner, and I think with us it's been impressive that we've been able to win a lot of close games in a variety of ways. So it's nice to know that when you're playing for your season real soon that these guys, they've been there before and they've been challenged before and they've had to figure out a way, and so that's a real positive.
Were there changes you made Saturday to try and get more guys involved, or is that just kind of flow of the game?
I think every game is different what it delivers, so it's hard to anticipate what that might be, and you don't know for certain who is going to get it going. Like you might have an idea, hey, I like these matchups, or I like this game for this player, and that doesn't always pan out. But again, if you have balance, you're more difficult to defend. If you're reliant on Remy to deliver all the buckets, then teams could start really loading up. So it was good to have, I think we had 5 in double figures, so you like to see that.
How is Tayshaun, and what's his status? Any chance he plays this week?
He's making really good progress, and he's had a great attitude about it, and it's been we've spoken just about being aggressive with your therapy and attacking it like you would a game or a practice, and he's really embraced that, and he's making progress. It's too early to tell. I would say based on him not practicing leading into UCLA that he wouldn't play versus UCLA, but we won't. There would be an outside chance, I think, that he could see some action on Saturday.
Coach, for Mickey, what do you think it means for his confidence in particular to be able to come back into the lineup and do it injury-free and play better? And what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, he just, just sitting down and talking with him and being in those meetings last year and his frustrations, and again, to know that he's pain-free and he's contributing, and he's had a chance to play in postseason and do a lot of things that he's wanted to do, and he's a winner, and just happy for him.
Alonzo Verge's success seems to run at the same time as the win streak. What has he brought to the table over the last couple of games?
Just his dynamic ability to create offense, and he's fearless out there. He's he's a playmaker, and you could get him in space, and then he could make it happen, and he's done it. It's really difficult when Remy and him have it going. It's really hard to defend, and Zoe has played at a really high level.
When you look at the top of the conference standings, it's a lot of older guards, whether it's Pritchard or McKinley Wright at Colorado, Remy. What's to say about UCLA that they've been able to be competitive and at the top of the standings with a freshman like Tiger Campbell at point?
Yeah, Tiger Campbell's playing great. That Colorado game was pretty special, just to go into that building and really control the team the way he did, and double-figure assists, I believe, in that game as well. And he's a warrior, man. He's getting better. It's what happens, this time of year for freshmen. They're changed. They're no longer freshmen anymore, and he's got some nice weapons out there, guys that that he's making better, and that's what point guards are supposed to do.
You guys good?
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it, Coach.